Hi, now let's talk about how to do the integration with Gmail. So first of all, we have to go to the our org. So we are using the test environment, test sandbox for this Google integration now. So if we go to the Google apps, we can see all the Google app services. So we have to activate all the Google app services. And also there is a link known as console.developers.google.com. So first we have to log into our Gmail, with which Gmail account we want to integrate our Salesforce environment. So we'll log in there. Then if you will go to the developer console of the Google Drive, then it will navigate to the developer console for that Gmail ID. So I have logged in as Susmita Upwork, so it is opened, the developer console is opened in that account Susmita Upwork. Okay, so for the first we have to create a credential for that. So I have already created a credential, the name is Salesforce. So we have to create a credential to get the client ID and client secret. So using this is the unique thing using which we will do the integration with the Gmail. Okay, Gmail or Google Drive, anything associated with this particular Gmail account, we will do the integration using this client ID and client secret. Okay, so it has some authorized redirect URL. So what all those things we have to set, I will tell you one example. So we have contact, sorry, account. So in account there is a button called upload to drive. Okay, so when we are clicking on this upload to drive, we have some buttons called authenticate buttons, create folder buttons, or upload file. All those buttons are interacting with the Gmail account or Google Drive account. So authenticate means it is authenticating this Salesforce account with the Gmail account. Whether that Gmail account has the access to this Salesforce account or not, it is authenticating. And it is create folder button, it is creating a folder within the Google Drive. And upload file, it is updating or uploading the file inside the Google Drive folder which has been created by the create folder button, right? So all those things, to do all those things, we need the proper authentication for the Google Drive access, right? So for that we have to first create the credential. So we have written an Apex code for all those functionality. So if you will go to that Apex code, this is the Apex class, Google App Authentication with Controller. So if you will, you can check that. See, the key is the client ID. You can see the client ID and client secret. We want the client secret as well. So using this key and secret, we will do the HTTP call out. Okay, now the redirect URI, what does it mean? We are setting a redirect URI Apex Google Drive integration. So what does it mean? Means we have a Visualforce page. When we click on that upload to drive button from an account, it is navigating to a Visualforce page, that is Google Drive integration page. Okay, so when we were clicking on authenticate, it is again redirecting back to this Google Drive integration page, right? So how it is coming, it had only one ID, but now it is coming with one ID, security token, so many things it is coming in the URL. You can see. So how these things are coming after authenticating with the Google account, it is coming back with the security token, code, all those things. Okay, so how Google Drive got to know that we have to redirect to this Google Drive integration page. So for this we have to say to the Google that we want this redirect URL. That means if we want to redirect, if we want to interact with the Google Drive or our Gmail account, once it is authenticated, we want to come to this page again. So for that we had given this redirect URIs. So this is the example of the upload to drive button. That's why we had given this redirect URIs. So many other buttons are also there where we are using the code, we are redirecting to the Google, and also after authenticating we are redirecting back to our VisualForce page. So those are the VisualForce page which we are redirecting back after authenticating the Google Drive. So this is how we use, and this is how we authenticate the Salesforce and the Google Drive. Okay, now things are, we have so many forms, we have so many spreadsheets, so many things are there stored in our Google Drive. Okay, so I'll go to the Google Drive. All those forms are there in this folder, Salesforce customization folder. There are so many folders are there: account based feedback, account creation, case feedback, case creation, so many things are there. So when we are submitting a form, what is happening in the backend and how it is creating or updating or doing any update in the Salesforce. So it is happening because we have written some script for each and every form, okay. So let's check for account creation form. Okay, this is the account creation form. Only those who have edit access, they can write the script or they can see the script. So whenever we give the form to anyone outside the Salesforce environment, we give only view access so that they should not do any update in the script editor. So we have to keep in mind that we should not give edit permission unless and until it is not required. Okay, so here below the page complete. Yes, it is done. Now if we will click on these three dots, you can see that script editor is there. So we'll go to script editor, the script will open in a new window. Okay, so for each and every form we have written that many of scripts for each and every form. Okay, so in this script we have to authenticate this script with our Salesforce, right? So how we are authenticating? So there are some authorized URL, token URL, but the main thing is that this using the client ID and client secret. Okay, so this is the thing, the same as we have created the console. Okay, so how it is working is, see, in the upload to drive button on the account, we are sending data from Salesforce to the Google Drive. So we needed the client ID of the Google Drive, right? And secret key of the Google Drive. Now we are sending data from Google form to the Salesforce. That means we need the client ID and client secret of the Salesforce, because Salesforce is now the target. That time Google was the target, right? So from where we get this client ID and client secret? Okay, I'll show you. If in quick find box, if you will select the app, under create you can find the apps. Okay, in the apps there is something called connected apps. You can see so many connected apps we have created. So this is account creation Google form. So for each and every form we have to create one connected app. Okay, so for these connected apps, it has generated one consumer key and one secret key. So how it generated? It need one callback URL to generate all those things. To generate this consumer key and consumer secret, it need one callback URL. So if I edit it, we can find out that, see, this is the name, API name, contact, email, everything. One callback URL it is required. So once it is saved with a callback URL, it will regenerate the client ID and secret ID. So from where we got this callback URL? In the script, if you click on publish, deploy as web app, it is already deployed. So when you click on deploy as web app, it will generate one web app URL. Okay, this is the complete URL. So we just have to copy this complete URL and we just have to paste it over here. And only simple thing we have to change is that you can see this URL after HTTPS, it has the word script. Only we have to replace the script with the docs, docs. Otherwise everything will be copy pasted. So when we will save it, it is already saved, that's why I clicked on cancel. When you save it, it will create the client ID and client secret. And using this client ID and client secret, we have to send the data from Google Drive to here. Okay. So I'll show you. After publishing, we have to publish it as web app, otherwise it will not work. Execute app as user accessing the web app, it cannot be only me, and who can access, anyone can access, then only everyone can see this, everyone can execute the submit functionality from the form. Okay, so this is the complete script. So this is the client ID, this is the client secret, and here we require to authenticate, we need the client ID, client secret, and the username of the org and the password. Okay, username and password. So if we will change the password at any point of time, obviously after 3 months we have to change the password, right? So after 3 months, if it is not working, then we have to change the password over here. Otherwise it will not work, none of the form will work, we have to take care of that. So the difference will be, here we are working for a test environment, test sandbox, but for production it will be login.salesforce.com, right? So accordingly we have to change the authorization. So here while authorizing, you can see that auth URL is test.salesforce.com. There is a function called salesforce auth. It is using the auth URL as test.salesforce.com. It is hard coded, but in production while deploying we have to change this test.salesforce to login.salesforce, otherwise it will not work. So we have to take care of this auth URL and the username and password, and client ID and client secret. So client ID and client secret have to be unique. That means for each and every form there will be different client ID and client secret, because whenever you will publish each and every form, it will generate different callback URL. So if callback URL is different, then obviously the client ID and client secret will be different. For each and every form we have to create one connected app in the Salesforce, and we have to create the connected app, and we have to get the client secret ID. Okay, so this is how we send the data from Google and we receive the data from Salesforce.